hardly their bodies that long.
Do they still try to jump off the couch like they all do?
Oh,
They
yeah,
shouldn't?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing you learn. Don't let them jump up and off the couch.
Mm-mm.
Well, how do you stop them?
Yep. Our the person who's training to be like, you know, our full-time sloth person, she's training also to be a vet. She's gonna go to vet school, and then she loved Dachshunds and has them, and she's like, man, they always want to jump off that couch. She's like, you would think that they're just like trying to end themselves.
Oh wow, yeah.
So have you ever held a sloth before?
Never.
Oh, well there you go. Holding them and feeding them, you're getting the whole shebang.
Oh yes, it's just so beautiful. Yes, you are. Yeah.
I'm gonna drop a couple more in here for you.
Okay. Well, let's do one of these.
So this door right here beside you is where Flash lives. He is our adult sloth, and he has an enclosure that goes 2 stories up.
Oh wow.
And then they both have enclosures that go outside, so that way they have a good opportunity to be able to get outside.
Uh-huh.
I'd like for them to have lots of choices. All of our sloths here are 2-toed or 2-fingered Linnaeus sloths.
Yeah.
In the wild, they will probably live to about 20 or 30 years. But the record for them in captivity, there were 2 in Germany, Jan and Paula, and they made it to 52 and 54 years old.
Oh my goodness.
So we are pretty excited that the sloths might outlive us. So when they have a baby, they are pregnant for almost a full year.
Wow.
Then when they are born fully developed. They have hair, teeth, eyes ready to go, rock and roll, and they will be chewing and chomping on leaves within 3 to 4 days.
Oh, wow.
And they could, if she goes to mouth on you, just like a little puppy, just rotate your hand away from her and don't let her. She just wants more food.
Yeah.
She has the munchies constantly. Once she gets full, then she'll snuggle up next to you or curl herself kind of in a little ball, and she'll be like, I'm gonna take a nap now.
You are gorgeous. Yes, you are.
So if you see this coloring right here, see how this is really dark?
Uh-huh.
So that's what she fully looked like as a little baby up until about 6 months old, and then they start lightening up, and she'll continue to get lighter. In the wild, they would not look near this color, because what happens is they only come down out of the tree every 7 to 10 days to use the bathroom. And when they do that, they get their bottom all the way down against the ground, and they hold that tree, no joke, because we watched Flash do it just the other day. They hold the tree and they do a dance, and they're pushing their butt down into the ground.
Oh, wow.
And when they do that, the sloth moth lives in that pile of stuff in the ground, crawls up on them, and it lives in their fur. So in the wild, she wants more. In the wild, they're going to have between 100 to 200 bugs living all over them.
Oh, gosh.
Including, so right here's more girl.
Hey, darling.
Including algae and bacteria. But when they groom themselves, they get all that on their claws, and then they ingest it. When they ingest it, that's what gives them the bacterial capability to digest their food. Sloths don't digest their food through an enzymatic process like humans. They need bacteria. So if they got too cold for some reason, they could die with a full stomach of food but no way to process it. So it is very important that that bacteria count is kept alive.
Oh.
I never thought I'd be a sloth chef.
You still wanting some, baby?
She will munch all
Oh my goodness.
day.
Oh my goodness.
Sloths typically top out around 15 to 20 pounds. She's already 13 pounds. She's not fat, she's just big. But it's pretty incredible because you can see right now she's kind of like an eggplant shape, so she's getting close to her bathroom cycle.
Oh,
So
wow.
she's gonna drop 30% of her body weight.
Oh my goodness.
So think about if you weigh like 200 pounds, all of a sudden losing 60. That's what she does. She goes from like this, and all of a sudden she's like, whoop,
Oh,
real
wow.
small.
That's,
If humans did that, we would need a whole different set of plumbing.
yeah. Wow.
Another really cool thing about sloths is they have 46 ribs, 2 sets of 23, and all their internal organs are attached to each other and to the ribs with the connective tissue.
Mm.
The reason that that's important is they fall out of the tree about once a week in the wild. And that happens for a couple different reasons. One being they're always looking for the freshest leaves. Freshest leaves are on the end of the branches. So they crawl out there and they're pulling them towards them, get a weak branch, pull it, boom, to the ground. Or, let's say a big jaguar or some kind of predator's coming after them. It's good to hold them at 15 pounds, but when something else 30, 45, 50 pounds jumps on it, they both crash to the ground. The sloth is built for that impact.
Oh, wow.
So they all crash to the ground. So you guys know that, you know, when we get in car wrecks or things like that, it's the secondary impact of all our internal organs moving around that really causes us the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Sloths don't get that because God designed them to take it. They're like a little tank.
Wow. Wow.
Pretty cool.
It is.
The reason that you don't find many three-toed or three-fingered Linnaeus sloths or three-fingered sloths in the U.S. is they require the leaves of the Sarcopia tree. Sarcopia trees don't natively grow in North America. It's not warm enough. They're trying to grow some groves of them in like Florida, maybe southern Cali. There you go. She's starting to relax now.
Hey, darling.
You can see if she wants like 1 or 2 more, but she may start to just snuggle with you now.
Do you want to know?
If she's got in her mind, you're fine. You don't have to do anything else. She's like a little diva. She thinks she's an Egyptian princess. Is what she thinks she is.
Well, you are, aren't you? Yes, you are.
She knows she's the star.
Yes.
Is that a mermaid on your shirt?
Yes, it is.
We had my daughter watch. You remember Splash with Tom Hanks?
Uh-huh.
We watched that last night, and my daughter's 8, and she was like, "What is this?" And I was like, I still think it's a funny movie, you know?
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny. Couldn't believe that movie came out in like, what, 84, 85?
Oh, a long time.
Yeah. Tom Hanks looks like a little baby. So you see how she curls herself all the way up in a
Yeah.
ball?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you why we have another animal here that's slightly related to hers.
You want another one? Oh my gosh.
Armadillo.
Mm-hmm. So this is Baku, and he's a 3-banded arm. He was definitely sleeping, so I'm not going to mess with him too much. But you see how he curls himself all the way up like that? So the sloth, the 3-banded armadillo, and an anteater have that ability to curl themselves all the way up. And he is like really trusting because he's not all the way curled up, so I'm only going to keep him out for a second because he's obviously tired. But you see how his little claw right there?
Uh-huh.
How it looks almost exactly like hers? That's so he can dig through the ground. And his tongue is crazy long, and he can smell ants over a foot down in the ground.
Oh my.
Oh, he's kind of waking up a little
Oh,
bit.
look at that.
See
Oh
how
my
his ears
goodness.
perfectly fold in,
Yeah.
and they just close up, so that'll be his head and his tail. And that little seal right here, it's a trick. So if he really thinks somebody's a predator, he'll be like, close up, and if they just keep trying to attack him, he'll open up a little bit, and as soon as they try to get something inside there, he'll clamp down. And it feels worse than a car door. So I tell
Oh.
people, I'm like, if you're picking it up, watch out, because we ain't going to hurt the armadillo. You got to sit there and relax.
Oh.
I'm going to let him run around for a second. I think he looks like a russet potato on high heels.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
going to come mess with your shoes. He doesn't really bother you. He just is looking for bugs.
Oh.
other one, Zoe.
So you said it's time for her to use the bathroom or getting to be time?
Yeah, it's probably the next day or so.
Oh, wow. Hey, we getting you some more, baby. Yeah, we getting you some more.
Hey, Zap Zap. Hey. Yeah, he's blocked off on one area, but he loves to do a little bit of exploring. Chop up some of these. So when they give birth, they usually give birth in the trees, and the baby just dangles from the umbilical cord.
Oh, goodness.
And then they reach down, grab the baby, pull it up to them, and they immediately lick the mouth. And the reason they do that is they're trying to transfer that bacteria to kind of get their system jump started.
Hey, darling.
They only keep milk on hand just for that session. You know, all other mammals, they have mammary glands that hold lots of milk. That is not true with sloths. Sloths come out with teeth, hair, eyes, ready to rock and roll.
Oh, my goodness.
They will switch to leaves and everything else within 3 to 4 days, and maybe completely stop milk within 2 weeks.
So you have how many here?
3.
3.
And we have a 4th on the way.
Zoe.
We got Flash and Dash. This is Zoe, and then the 4th will probably be Chloe.
Be a female.
That's the rumor.
Oh.
Zoe and Dash are both ambassador animals from our expert veterinarian and sloth expert. He's been raising and dealing with sloths for over 30 years.
Wow.
So these sloths are about more removed from the jungle than we are from the Revolutionary War. So when people are like, oh, I want to go back to the jungle, and I'm like, I like indoor plumbing and AC, and I think the sloth does too. They don't like being eaten. As it gets warmer, we go out and we do walks with them too, so they can get out and be outside.
I think she's done.
There you go, guys. Then she can relax.
So Zoe is a female or a male?
Female.
And Flash and Dash are males?
Yes, ma'am. And when Flash came to us, he had been at a facility where he was always behind a glass window. So it took John 2 years of just feeding him every day at 10 a.m. for him to even be willing just to want to come out and hang out. Because he had never really been petted or hung out with or anything.
Wow.
So we don't hold Flash, but if he ever decides to climb onto us, we would be excited about it, but we are not going to force it.
Wow.
The reason Costa Rica says that it is illegal to hold sloths is you have a lot of people down there that are economically depressed, or they need some cash, or they're opportunity. Thank you, sir. You never know.
Wow. Oh, look at him looking at you.
Yeah, she likes us.
Precious. She's precious.
My daughter got to help me feed and do videos this morning. She was excited about that.
Did she come to work with you?
Well, it's summer break, and I was like, it's funny because most people come here to do their adventures, and I'm like, well, you can just be here and do it. So she likes it. And everybody that works here said that she works hard, so I feel like it's a good deal.
Hey, baby.
She worked really, really hard yesterday, and I asked her, I said, well, what do you think you should have earned for today? And, you know, we give her a little allowance or stuff for doing chores and things like that. She goes, I think maybe $1 or $2. And I was like, I mean, she's like hauling muck buckets out and everything all day. And I was like, I gave her $10, and she's like, thank you so much. You know, she's just so excited. But I was like, your Subway sandwich cost $13. I was like, I'm gonna give you $10. I was like, you worked your butt off.
Hey, baby. Yeah.
So what's happening? You see how your thumb's starting to get towards her belly? Anything towards her belly is like really sensitive for her. So even though she's like, she kind of teaches you like, oh, here's my belly, don't fall into the trap. Just stay on the back. There you go. Just long and slow. There you go. Just nice and slow. Sometimes if I'm going too fast, what I try to do is I think about her name and I just say, Zoe. Zoe. So that keeps my hand going slow.
Mm. Did you want to hold her?
No, you good.
I paid for you to.
Well, you take it. You go ahead.
Well, yes, I love it. I could take her home. Yes.
There's usually a sloth enabler in the group. That's what we call the people that bring the other people. We call it the sloth. I'll take that for you, sir. You don't have to get up.
Oh, we gotta do one.
Okay.
His
That
back.
chair is a little hard sometimes, yeah.
Can you get me some water?
No,
It's in my rain jacket. Your rain jacket. Is you gonna go to sleep, baby? Huh? Is you gonna go to sleep?
She might take a little nap.
Yeah.
I think one of the cutest things I saw though, there was a gentleman that showed up with his wife, and you know, a lot of times I presume
yeah.
it's the woman that wants to hold the sloth, and he had a Vietnam vet hat on and everything, and he goes, "Nope, sloth's for me." He's like, "I've been through a lot, I want to hold that sloth," and he just put his face right there. I was like, "Well, you might want to watch out for them claws." He goes, "I don't care. I like sloths, and this is worth it."
Oh,
I was like, "There you go, bud."
Oh, look.
Yep. So that outside is completely alive. It is warm to the touch, and he is a mammal. When they are born, it kind of looks like those old-timey football helmets that were just leather, you know, that didn't do anything. That's what it looks like. And then the lighter bands are more of their skin, and the outside part is called their carapace. The carapace is made up of the same material that like our hair and nails are, which is the keratin. And so it just grows, and you can see the little whiskers that kind of come out of it. Pretty amazing animal.
No. Yes.
That little guy.
Yes.
Oh, are you scratching him? He loves it.
Uh,
If you can get him started, he'll start shaking his booty just like a
Yeah,
dog.
he
Did you
would.
see it?
yeah.
It's hilarious.
well, where is he?
He's just looking for bugs. It tickles though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't bite. He's just, he's like, "Is there a bug in there?" And he's always, because shoes are at his level, and he's scurrying around looking for
You're
bugs.
licking me.
Don't be acting sometimes. Hey, you want to know the little thing? No? Okay. Don't look at anybody.
My leg wants to jump. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah.
Nobody's up there by your head, Zoe.
Yeah. It wants to
Now
jump.
she's gonna maybe pull herself up.
Oh,
There you go.
you're so sweet. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Aw. That is precious. Yes, it is. And that thing is on me again.
Got you, bud. So he will eventually be able to run 30 miles an hour and be close to the size of a soccer ball.
Oh my gosh, 30 miles an hour?
Yeah. I said, that's going to be the fastest russet potato I've ever seen.
Oh, how
That's what it looks like to me. It's
Yeah, I
just,
tried to catch one night.
yeah.
One night on on a military base,
Mm-hmm.
and he got up under some limbs and stuff there, and I get close to him, and I reckon he felt the bushes move. He was fast.
Yeah, they're quick.
Yeah, before we got married, we was riding around somewhere. It was like over the hills, some kind of field or something. And the crazy thing, all of a sudden, jumped out of the truck and went running off. I'm like, what are you doing? He was chasing one. Yes. Is you gonna nap now? Huh?
That's a good pet. Yeah, just make sure it's like just the pads of your fingers, because if you start to get that nail in there, it's more like that scratch, which they don't like, which kind of is befuddling to me, because in the wild they're going to have between that 100 to 200 bugs all over them crawling,
Ooh,
which would drive me insane.
yes.
But as soon as you start to scratch them, they hate it. They will be like, stop, stop, stop.
Aww.
when Zoe was our first baby, she wasn't born here, but she got here when she was about 4 months old. So you know how it is when you have your firstborn, you kind of baby him a little bit. But with Dash, he's our youngest. He is now 7, almost 8 months old. He's got a lot more, you know, that second born, like, hey, we've done this a couple times. It's all right. You'll be okay. And so with him, we can go and show the ears. And so with her, we'll wait towards the end. I'll show you guys where her ears are. They have horrible vision, so they rely on their ears and their sense of smell. The reason that their vision is so horrible is they have monorod chromacy, which means that they only see in black and white. They also have a very narrow field of vision.
Are you scratching your belly?
Yep. So if you wanted an idea of how they see, if you put both hands up like you're looking through a scope, that's how narrow it is, and it's black and white. So a lot of times the reason that they close their eyes, not necessarily that they're tired, but they trust you and they're like, my eyes barely work anyway, I'm just going to use my ears and my nose.
Oh. Is it going that night, huh?
It's the life, isn't it, Zoe? So do you see how her claw just automatically folds down? You see how that piece of leather kind of looks like a monkey paw? I'm not going to touch it even though she's tempting me to. She really doesn't love it. But I call this God's crescent wrench. Because it's like perfectly adjustable. And then once it clamps down against anything, it gets grip on the pad. And then those claws will end up getting huge at some point. So an adult sloth that's maybe like 10 years old or something, those things are going to be 6 to 8 inches long.
Oh my goodness.
So if you were just looking at their skeleton, they're going to have huge incisors, right? All these crazy ribs, huge limbs, and big claws. You look at that and you're like, is this fearsome animal that swings to the trees, attacking everything? No, sits there and munches on the leaves. It's the life, isn't it, Zoe?
Oh, I mean, yes it is. Yes. Sweet baby. Yeah. Yes. Hey. Hey. You wanna go home with me and play with my miniature Dachshunds? Huh? They would just run circles around you.
Yeah.
Yes, they would. Does she like to rock?
So there was another lady here 2 days ago, and she was doing kind of the baby rock a little bit sideways because she was in that chair. And Zoe seemed okay with it. Sometimes she's good with it, but I would think, like being in the trees, those trees are always kind of moving a little bit. But to me, like a tree's gonna be kind of that slower. I've done a couple interesting things in my life. And you get way up in a tree, and you're down at the base, and you're like, yeah, like that tree's not moving that much. You get way up at the top, you're like, this tree's moving.
Yeah. We used to climb what trees we could find.
Yeah.
And get us to the top and then swing over to another tree.
Oh yeah.
And swing down to the ground. We were crazy down there. But that was before the beach grew up so much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were a little place called Myrtle's Inlet, south of the Myrtle Beach.
Okay. I haven't been to Myrtle Beach that much. I went to, what's it like? Is Folly Beach? That's a
Folly Beach is in Charleston.
Yeah. So I didn't, Folly Beach is too busy for me, but I kayaked from that area and kayaked out to like Bull Island and Caper Island and camped out there. But the only thing I didn't like, even though you're that close to the ocean, on the backside, there's still alligators everywhere. And I hate alligators.
Everywhere.
Lord.
Yeah, both our boys live in Florida now. And you talk about alligators.
Yep.
They come up to your back door.
Oh yeah.
We rented one place down there and it was fenced in, And the notes that we had to read is like, don't leave the gate open, the gators will come in.
I did a 100-mile paddle in the Altamaha, kind of like South Georgia, and it goes all the way out to, once it combines out towards Sea Island.
Uh-huh.
And those first 80 miles, there were alligators every 10 minutes. And I was like, we're in kayaks, but I'm like, they're right there. I was like, it's a big gator.
Nope. Nope, I don't care for alligators. Yeah. You think he's sleeping?
Yeah, I got to work with, he's a black guy. He grew up in Florida, down there and all. And he said when they was youngins and all, said they'd go out there fishing and stuff, wading out there in the creeks and stuff, and he said the gators might be 10 or 15 foot from him. He said it didn't bother them. But he said he went to the state park and one got up under the boat he was on and started making bubbles. Man, this gator don't like me being out here, so he lightly paddled out, got back there in the big part of the water, because he was up in a little cove.
Yeah. That's kind of what, so when we paddled down the Altamaha, everything had been flooded, so we couldn't go do anything else. That's why we were doing that. And we're good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all, farm tour.
Yeah.
That's what Michael was looking for, his other two guests. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh, they're
okay.
down here.
Did he already start? Is he?
He's waiting. He ain't gonna start without.
Okay.
Aw, does your belly itch?
Yeah, it's tempting.
Yeah, I know. Hey, baby. Hey.
Well, I'll put her back, and y'all can go do the farm tour. Let me make sure it starts at 2:30 or 3, because I don't want to.
Yeah, I'd rather sit in here, huh? Huh, baby? Huh? Yes. I'm so thirsty. You want this? Hmm? To know your belly's full, huh? Okay.
Alrighty. Yep.
What about water? Now he's just now putting his arm around me.
What about water?
Yeah.
We always have it out for them, but they get 95% of it from all the fruit and everything, because veggies are full of water, and they're so efficient. Like, they don't drink that much water. They always have to have it accessible, USDA rules,
Yeah.
because we have the same license that a zoo has. We are labeled as a zoo by the
Yeah.
USDA.
Aw.
Alright, Zoasters.
Okay, baby. I have to say bye-bye. I don't want to.
sweetie. We're gonna go do the farm tour.
Hey, we'll go with him.
If it was warmer, we will start walking around at some point. Hey Zoe, are you ready, sweetie? Come in. Here you go. Put your arms around. You don't have to hold her your arm. I'm gonna wait until she has a hold, and she'll let go of you, and then she'll kind of pick herself up.
Aw.
Good girl.
Oh.
You need a hand up, man?
No, I got it. Well,
It's
maybe I don't.
pretty deep.
Yeah.
It's a comfy chair, but it's deep.
Okay.
You can
Well,
watch
thank
me
you
put her
so
back.
much.
That's totally
Yeah.
fine. And we're working on fixing up her outdoor enclosure,
Uh-huh.
so she'll be able to go outside also.
Aw.
There you go. Take a little nap.
Aw.
That's her hangout spot. Pretty cool, huh?
Oh, how precious. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let me get this door for y'all.
And
And you're
Yeah, jacket.
okay.
Yeah, I will see you on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow, look.
Yeah, they were bottle feeding some baby kangaroos.
Oh,
And are they?